Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to the summer transfer special as we move from season 12 into season 13. Hopefully it won't be an unlucky season for us on the impossible dream, of course, with Bala Town. And, well, I don't know where this summer's going to take us. I'm hoping we see here. We'll start with the board, the budgets. We've got 300 grand a week to spend on wages, 33.21 million to spend on transfers. So we can pretty much double our wage budget right now, and then have obviously the 33 million to spend as well. So this is where the club finances are at. We're in a really good place, obviously. A Welsh club with £55 million in the bank is slightly ridiculous. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, whereas it's much in danger of losing players as we are gaining them this summer. But I thought we'd have a quick look as well at the overall 11 for our time at the club, or the time the series has been going. 3 players have entered the all-time 11. They are Tommy Williamson, also Marcus Wade, and Wan Mi. Wade has moved on to the right there, so he has come very quickly into the team. And Tommy Williamson, along with Wan Mi, is on the bench. No, Tommy Williamson is on the team. Oh no, Tommy Williamson is in the team, in midfield. Sorry, I'm blind apparently. And Wan Mi is on the bench. So, some names from the past there, perhaps Gosney, not too long gone. Ryan Burke, of course. Adam Maurice was a brilliant player for us. And of course, Henry Jones, James Waite, Ryan Sears, Louis Gray, still hanging in there on the bench as the goalkeeper. And of course, the great Luke Bussenbrew up top. And of course, Ryan Murphy is there as well. So that's sort of the best 11 from our time at the club. Alright, let's get this summer underway and let's see what we can do. Okay, a little bit to catch you up on, starting with the departure of Richie Gibbons for £1 million off to Crystal Palace. We got him in on a free last season. It's not that he's a bad player, it's ultimately that I preferred to keep Yamaguchi instead of him. We didn't really need them both. So Richie Gibbons goes out. We had one season, we made £1 million on him, that is fine. The latest in the Penis Initiative, and that is Connor Gwyneth, has gone off to join Bengal City. Same deal that we give any of the Welsh teams, other than the New Saints, of course. No fee, we pay the wages. So he's going off there. He's a good finisher, he's a good striker, actually. And, I mean, we could easily have played in the Wags for us, but, we'll give him a chance to go off and have a career elsewhere in the league. He did play a little bit in our first team. Oh, not that one, this one. He was offered Afan Lido for a season. He has been at Bengal City for a season as well, but he did play a couple of games for the Wags. But yeah, it's time for him to leave. And the good news is that Rhoda is staying for another year. So we've extended him $10.5 grand a week, which I think is what we had this season as well. The other 2 loanees, Freshie and Montgomery, so far not able to do that. The clubs say Chelsea and Man United say they want to give them a chance in their first teams. Obviously, we'll keep trying. But no luck on that front yet. And you can see a few players there have been called up to the under-21 squads as well. Okay, we have some end-of-season awards for the Welsh Premier League, and I don't think it surprises anybody to see that Marcus Wade has won the Player of the Year award, and part of this award, he also set a new Welsh League record, 8.43 is an average match rating, which beat Damien Allmark's 8.33, albeit 8 less games, but you probably would have backed him to just have a higher average rating the way he was going. And he also beat Adam Maurice's record with 17 assists in the league. Maurice's old record was 14, so it was very much a record-breaking season for Wade. Top goal scorer didn't go to Wade. It went to Michael Campbell of Bengal City. 31 games for his 22 goals, and we saw here only 22 games for 20 goals. So if they played an equal amount of games, you do kind of fancy that Wade would have won the Golden Boot. Bono claims your Young Player of the Year award. Well done to him, our young, French winger. So that's wonderful stuff from him. I've won Manager of the Year, as I probably deserve to do. And players in Team of the Year, Teniskovic and Wade, and that is it. But again, we know we tend to rotate, but I still think it's outrageous that we should have a few more in there, shouldn't we? So that's the end of season awards for the Welsh Premier League. If we go and have a quick look, the league itself, how it finished up, we can see it's Aberystwyth Town who are going to get themselves into Europe, which is a bit of a disappointment, actually, considering they're in the bottom half of the regular season there. So not ideal. So they're going to join ourselves, Cavan Druids, and the New Saints as the European representatives. And if you're wondering, speaking of Europe, how Napoli got on, they got knocked out. If we go and have a quick look here, they got knocked out in the quarterfinals of this competition by Liverpool. So they got past FC Porto, and I think we would have done that as well to get themselves into the semi-final where Liverpool beat them 5-4 on aggregate. So let's put up a good showing for themselves. And the final, I don't think it's taken place yet, has it? No, it's Atletico Madrid and Liverpool, but really doesn't particularly matter to us who wins that. But yeah, Napoli got all the way to the semi-finals. Okay, commercial summary time for, weirdly, my favourite part of the season almost. But we have 2 new sponsorship deals worth 200 grand a year. So that's good. Sponsorship is up to almost 1.2 million. So that's up about £250,000. Corporate hospitality, only £23,000. If we could only upgrade our stadium, that could really be a lot higher, couldn't it? Match day, commercial and retail revenue was down as well. Broadcast revenue, it's down a little bit. It's essentially the same. And competition prize money, again, it was down about 1.5 million, but not too bad at all. If we have a look here, shirt sales, we sold just almost 8 grand in shirt sales. Almost 1,000 of that was foreign sales. Williamson, Freshie, Mackmeyer, Brewerton, and the Armenian. Tell you what, we're making some money on those letters for most of those names, aren't we? So that's a positive. We sold 106 shirts, though. You'd really like to think, given where we are in the Champions League, you might be selling a few more shirts than that. But anyway, that it just kind of is what it is. You can see here, me in a Dundalk shirt. I mean, maybe it's a practical joke, but I doubt very much that that's going to happen. We haven't had any bids really for any of our players yet, so that's obviously a big positive as well. But it was, what are we at? June 8th. The summer is still very, very young. If you are wondering as well, Liverpool went on and I believe they lost the Europa League. Did they lose? I can't even remember what happened in the Europa League final now. I did see it and then I just clearly forgotten. Go to the final. They did win it 3-2. They won that in, so well done to them in Dublin. And if you're wondering about the Champions League as well, there you go. Paris Saint-Germain beat Bayern Munich in the final. It was 1-0, Rodrigo with the goal. And, well, is that a little bit of foretelling of what's going to happen in real life, I wonder? Okay, European rankings have been updated, and Bala Town has moved up 7 places to 26th. 26th best club in Europe we are now. That is absolutely ridiculous. And we only have 6 points to defend this upcoming season as well. So there's a very good chance that we could, continue to build on this, which is wonderful. I mean, look, we're above teams like Marseille, like Fiorentina, Benfica, we're above, Sevilla, Lazio, Hibernian. There's some less big teams as well. But yeah, it's just going really, really well. Now, if we go and have a quick look at the Welsh League as well in terms of reputation, we've moved up 4 places to 23rd. The Welsh League, 23rd, here it is here. So we're above the Bundesliga. We're above Ligue 2, is it? In France, we're above Serie B. So, there's some... We're getting, again, the Welsh League, some, decent reputation here. And that's going to help, obviously, then the rest of the league grow as well. So it's all looking very, very good. So let's hope that, we can make the most of being the 26th best club in Europe and maybe move up 1 or 2 more places. Okay, we are at July 1st, which means that signings have now arrived that we had made. So joining the club officially is Alexi Fomen. I really, really think this guy could be a good player for us down that left-hand side. Good dribbling, good crossing, good first touch, finishing not so much. But if we put him on support, and, well, I hope he's got good off-the-ball movement as well. I hope there's a very good player in there for us. The concern is maybe that he's 22, so how much better he will get. But even if he stays at this level, potentially quite a good player there. So I'm quite happy to have him in, and we'll see how he gets on. And the other one is the Penis Initiative signing, Jason Isaac. And we can see here, he could be an absolute star for us. We paid 100 grand, of course, as a reminder to Barry Town, and they will get 50% of any next fee. So, very, very high hopes for this guy. Let's hope that he really does turn into a bit of a superstar. Now, there has obviously been contracts expiring, so let's see who's been released. I should say here you can see a few others that have left the club officially. Jake O'Halloran has officially left. He's gone off to join Barnsley, so he's gone. Dimitri Hughes ended up joining Derby County on a free transfer. And of course, Connor Gwyneth has gone off to Bengal City as part of that previously mentioned Penis Initiative. Now, the players released... see here, Peter Lloyd, a young centre-back. Hopefully he'll go and find himself another Welsh club. Billy Cameron, we just moved past him. We probably could have sold him for a fee, to be honest, but his contract just ran out the wrong time for us. I wasn't going to re-sign him to then try and sell him. So he just got released, which is a bit of a shame, because I think we paid a bit of cash for him, didn't we? we paid 350 grand for him, but we got 4 good years out of him, so that's fine. He just didn't quite work out as we would have hoped. And the other one that's left is young Marcus Baker. Now, he flirted with greatness, I would say. He had a couple of good seasons around about the same time that we had Callum Connolly coming through. One really good year there, 10 goals from 11 appearances, in the league, but just hasn't quite kicked on as we would have liked. He was WAGs qualified, so we'll see where he ends up. But yeah, that's how he's been released as well. So now that the contracts are up, we can really look to go and sign some players. I'm hoping to get some loan players in as well. Montgomery and Freshie did both go back to their respective clubs, but we're testing the waters to see if we can get them back again. I think both clubs, Man United and Chelsea, both seem to be open to them coming back, but they want a little bit more in wages than we can offer, so we're having to sort of tweak it with adding some fee on, and we'll see if we can get them back anyway. And then when we do have some players in or going out again, we'll be back. Look, Manchester United, he likes being here. We want to have him here. What's it going to take to get this done? You know that we can't afford that. No, we can't do that. That's illegal. Well, yes, of course we want to be a big club. We better not get caught. Okay, so don't ask any questions, but we have Harry Montgomery back for another season. Obviously, the fans love him because he's a wonderful, wonderful left back. We're paying 30% of his wages, which is 12.5 grand a week, plus £18,000 a month as well. It just about got it across the line. Now, one good thing I've noticed with Harry Montgomery, if we go and have a quick look here at his information, favoured clubs, Bala Town, favoured personnel, Aussie Villain. So there is an outside chance, if we can afford his wages, which right now at Manchester United, if we're paying the full thing, is over 40 grand a week, but still got, 3 years to go, 2 years to go on his contract, so 3 years to go on his contract. Maybe by then we could look to get him in full time. But yeah, very, very happy to have him back. That's left back filled now. We just need to keep strengthening, don't we? Okay, more good news on the loan front. We have got Matteo Freshie back for a season as well. We've been pulling some more strings here, and well, just under 12.5 grand a week in wages, but 30 grand a month on just a transfer fee. Yeah, I mean, we haven't got the wages to offer, but we've got him back, a B+ signing. He is potentially very, very good. We didn't maybe see the best of him for much of last season, but I do still have a lot of faith in this guy. He's going to be a good player. I'm absolutely convinced of that. Unfortunately, I don't believe he is quite as... I'm one of his favoured personnel, but we're not a favoured club of his yet. But I'd love to keep him full-time if we could, but a little bit like Montgomery, his contract is up in 2034. So 2034 could be a big season for us. But as long as we can keep getting these guys back on loan, we'll definitely look to keep doing so. So that's us looking pretty good now. I would like to try and strengthen, I think. We need another goalkeeper, whether it be a first choice or a second choice. With Dimitri Hughes departing, we do need somebody else other than Tanaskovic. Other than that, it's just, waiting to see if clubs transfer somebody that they probably shouldn't and all that kind of fun stuff. We have breaking news this evening out of Bala Town as the club announced the loan signing of Manchester United's French under-21 goalkeeper Jamel Soltani. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to Charles Hogan. And Charles, there's actually a double signing of goalkeepers today. Yeah, thanks, Nigel. Yeah, look, the headline here is definitely the loan signing of Soltani. Now, he is expected to be the club's number one this season. But Aussie Villain has also announced the signing of Askew from Dundee for 22 grand. But I have no idea why. So here we go, we have signed a goalkeeper on loan from Manchester United, French goalkeeper Jamani Soltani. It's a great name, isn't it? Jamal Soltani, actually, probably be pronounced. He's 21 years old, we're paying a lot of money for him. You can see a B-rated signing by the fans. Let's have a quick look and see exactly what we've got here. Now, we beat off, so to speak, some very big clubs. To get this guy. I think Roma was in for him, a few others as well, and he chose us, which is very, very nice. Now, positioning, he's not that much better than Tanaskovic, but he is better than Tanaskovic. Let's go and have a direct comparison of the two of them. So, the new guy in the green, Tanaskovic in the blue. You can see he is just, generally speaking, all round a better goalkeeper. So, I'm really, really hopeful that, that he'll be... that he'll be maybe a difference maker in Europe for us. He doesn't have a tendency to punch, which is good. His first touch is not great, which could be a problem. But the rest of his game is quite good. So I'm relatively happy that we've got him. I'm very happy that we've got him in. He was at Sassuolo on loan last year in Serie A and did a 13 clean sheets, not bad. So I think he's proven at least at a top, a big European league. So I'm hopeful. 2.4 million, you can see it's going to cost us over the course of the season. But we'll wait and see what happens with that one. Now, the other signing that we've made is another goalkeeper, Paul Askew. Now, in hindsight, we didn't need to sign this guy, but I wasn't sure. I honestly didn't think we'd get Sultani, so I was bringing this guy in purely as a backup for Taniskovic. He had a release fee of 22 grand in his contract with Dundee, so we triggered that. He's solid. He's solid all around. I mean, if we compare this guy with... I did have a look at bringing Rima Miles back as well. If we have a quick look at this guy compared to Taniskovic in the blue again, Askew in the green, he's not as good. But I think he's certainly no worse than what's his face that we got rid of, Dimitri Hughes. And if we pay 22 grand, we can sell him on and we'll make a profit. Absolutely no worries about that. So as I said, in hindsight now, he looks a silly signing, but at 22 grand, it is what it is. And we'll probably never see him and look to move him on. All right, we have some bad news, and that is that young central defender Ben Evans has dislocated his shoulder, which is something that I've done, to be honest, and it is incredibly painful. So let's wish him a very, very quick, speedy recovery. It's frustrating because it's going to hamper his development a little bit. We can see he's, potentially a very, very good centre-back, not just for at the Welsh level, but at European level as well. Let's hope he has a speedy recovery because, that's not a nice thing to have happened. Now, we have had our first leg of the Champions League qualifying. We got drawn against Dynamo Brest of Belarus. Now, we got into the second qualifying round, so I think we've bypassed a round there, which is excellent news. So let's go see how this first leg against the Belarusians got on. We went in front when Bollarini crossed for the Armenian. Dynamo Brest pulled level late in the first half with a stunner. But we restored our lead in first half stoppage time when Bono beat the goalkeeper to the ball. Alexi Fomen got a debut goal and then got a second late on. So this was a decent performance in the end. We kind of got better the longer the game went on. Foreman off the bench, absolute wonderful stuff from him. So he's looking good. Unfortunately, we gave Riola the start. He didn't particularly do well. Sultani got a first game in goal as well. He made his debut. And the Armenian, you can see there, running the show in midfield. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. So it should be a relatively simple second leg at home with the 4-1 win away. So hopefully we'll come back, if for nothing else, and to see how that second leg played out and who we get in the third qualifying round. Alright, a little bit more bad news on the injury front, and that is that Thomas Quinn has picked up an injury. 2 weeks or so he's going to be out for with a pulled calf muscle, so that's a little bit of a blow. We do have a little bit of cover in midfield, so it should be okay this early in Champions League qualifying, but nonetheless it is a disappointment to have lost him for a little while there. Now, the second leg has taken place against Dynamo Brest, so let's go see how that played out. We went in front with the Armenians' penalty. Harry Montgomery was left unmarked at the back post to make it 2-0. And the Armenians' flick-on found Freshy to make it 3. So there we go, not our best performance, but it was more than good enough to get past them. The Armenian, Montgomery and Matteo Freshy with the goals. Good to see him. We changed the formation up a little bit for this one, went to sort of our more traditional group stage European formation, and just got the job done. It was relatively comfortable. Now we do have our draw obviously for the next round, and it is going to be Lan FC again. Now that of course means a reunion with Adam Maurice, and I'm assuming if he's still there, also with Michael Stewart. So we played them this time last year, I think, and beat them, but they did give us a tough time of things. So that is, that is where we are. Now this, of course, means that we are at the end of the transfer special. So let's have a look and see a quick recap of what we've done. And I think we've done good work, if not great work. So a bit of dead wood out. Richie Gibbons for $1 million. I probably should have sold him for more in hindsight. But anyway, he's gone off to Crystal Palace. Jake O'Halloran has left to go to Barnsley for 1.5. Couple of players released and a youngster out on loan as well. We'll try and get maybe a few more out on loan as well. But the players that are in, Alexi Fomen, who of course got a double on debut in the Champions League. Good left winger he is. Jason Isaac, one of the Penis Initiative players, he could be quite good, only 16 as a young striker from Barrytown. Montgomery, of course, back on loan, as is Matteo Freschi, back on loan again for another year. Of course, Rhoda as well is staying for this season. Askew, a backup, was sort of a third-choice goalkeeper now for 22 grand in from Dundee. We probably will never see him. And the one of the big ticket items anyway, on loan from Manchester United, Jamal Sultani in goal. Hopefully, he's going to be the difference between, scraping out of a group stage, perhaps in the Champions League, and actually going a little deep in the competition. So let's have a look at where this leaves us in terms of our squad for the start of the season. And of course, transfer window is still open for about another month, so we have plenty of time to do things if we need to. Let's start up front. Matteo Freschi is obviously back. He is potentially quite good. We're just got to get the best out of him. Heinz Mackmeyer, we all love Big Mac. He's still here, of course. We also have Tommy Williamson for 3 very, very good strikers. Of course, Marcus Wade is still here. There has been a few bids coming in, but nothing really too far above his £1 million valuation. We want to be looking for sort of at least $5 million for him before we look to sell him on. And the Armenian can play up front. We obviously have other options. We know Olmark can play up there. We know that Isaac can play up there as well, the youngster. So we do have options. If you have a look on the left, there's 3 main guys here. Alexi Fomen, Robert Riola, they'll be sort of the main 2 guys. And then, of course, the WAG option is, as it always is, Sean Davis out there as well. Over on the right-hand side, Bono is, of course, a very good option out there. Very, very good young player. He is only 18. He could be a very good player for us indeed. Of course, Marcus Wade, we know he can do a very good job out there for us as well. Rhoda can play out there. I prefer him through the middle, but he's more than capable of playing out wide as well. Riola can play over there. Obviously, Gareth can play out there. We have a couple of other youngsters as well. In the midfield, we have, we've got a couple of double ups here, don't we? So let me just fix this so we can actually know what we can do. We'll just go this way so we can see. So we've got the Armenian, who is being trained as a sort of a deeper advanced playmaker. So hopefully that'll come off for us. We know that Rhoda can play in midfield, box to box. Thomas Quinn is a good player. The youngster, of course, Ken Buckley, is developing into a very, very nice player indeed. Other options, if we scroll down, I'm trying to get Curtis Owen out. So we'll wait and see where that lands us. Sam York is just Mr. Reliable for us, so he'll be staying on. Tommy Williamson can play in midfield. We tend to not use him there. And other options, obviously, we have Denny Garmy. He is quite good. Cameron Banks is a youngster. They can do a good job for us. Brett Brewerton as well is a good young Welsh player. And also, of course, Yamaguchi. Now, he's the man we preferred to Gibbons, so hopefully he will continue to develop. We can see there, good passing, good vision, good first touch. There is a good player in there. So that is the centre of midfield. A little bit deeper in sort of the deep-lying midfielder there, we know it's basically Brett Brewerton. I have been trying to get in another option, maybe a better option than Brewerton. Unfortunately, we're out of loan plays now. We can only have 4. I did have a guy lined up to come in from Dortmund, but I preferred to get the keeper. And the other player I was trying to sign ended up going off somewhere else for a lot more money. So that was a bit of a shame. Central defence, we have Wan Mi and we have Tony as the main 2 options. I think I might actually just prefer to do it this way. So Wan Mi and Tony, they will be the first 2. Central defence is maybe somewhere we could still strengthen. We have KDH, who is solid, if not spectacular. Lee Goddard, who is a decent centre-back. He's never let us down in Europe. The main reason I haven't signed anybody yet is the 2 youngsters in Ben Evans, who's looking an absolute star, potentially as well, and also Gurke. They're potentially quite good, and they are almost at the level of Lee Goddard now anyway. So I'm sort of thinking maybe we give those guys a chance to play first team football and see how they get on. But I'm also thinking, let's not stuff around, maybe get somebody in. Griffith McMenemy can play centre back. He does tend to play right back for the Wags. The Armenian can play as a central defender. Yeah, I mean, he could do it. He doesn't really have the tackling or marking, but at a stretch he could do it. And young Tom Smith as well, who's in the first team getting some mentoring and developing okay, to be honest, only 17. And then, of course, Montgomery can play as a centre-back, but it's not his preferred position. And same with Dale Morgan, who I've flirted with trying to sell, but I haven't really got a bid I like yet, so we may not look to do that. Over on the left side, we know that Montgomery is the man. We also have Norrington Davies, who is still kind of back up. We do need to get another left-sided defender in. Dale Morgan, who we've just seen, and Dan Robinson, who is the WAG option. Over on the right, we have Ballarini, who is developing very, very nicely indeed. Goddard can play over there, but is sort of very much an emergency option. The other main guy to play right back this year is Mart Noster, the young Dutchman, and he is potentially quite good as well. And that brings us, of course, to goalkeeper. We have Sultani to be, hopefully a wonderful player there for us. We still have Taniskovic, who will serve as backup and probably play a lot of league games as well. Of course, Askew, who is just there because I'd already sort of signed him when the loan option came up, and I wasn't expecting to get Sultani as well. I thought he would go elsewhere. Ewan Burgess is the WAG number 1, and we still have Warren Gordon at the club as backup WAG as well. So there we go. That is the squad for Bala Town as of August 6th as Champions League football starts. Let me know what you think of it in the comments, what you think of the summer, how it's been. Like I say, I think we could maybe do with another centre-back. I don't want to take game time away from Evans and Gurke. That's my main thing there. And we don't have a loan, so we'd have to actually sign somebody. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll keep playing the transfer market. Still time to come, as I said. But that's it for today's, as I've said a number of times now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know how you think we'll do this season. And I'll see you next time as we get the season underway as we play Larne in the Champions League third qualifying round. Take care.